A very good morning, good evening to all of you participants, and I welcome everyone to the Azure Data Engineering Training Program. And I'm your trainer, Siddharth. So let me take a quick minute to introduce about myself. With about 10 plus years of working experience into the role play of a data engineer and a machine learning engineer, currently I'm working for a client based out of US, where the client is majorly into the banking domain, and we go ahead and handle their services held onto the Azure cloud environment, and we go ahead and help them to build their pipelines for the data movement from their sources into their systems. And I go ahead and build the data engineering pipelines and machine learning pipelines. And I'm a certified data engineer in Microsoft Azure, and a certified Azure data engineer, and a certified Databricks trainer as well. So that's about myself, participants. Now, coming back to the agenda, participants, I hope everyone are aware of this agenda, that currently we are here to discuss about the training program involving DP-203. So participants, everyone, to get started, I would request everyone to open up your browser and type in Azure DP-203 along with me on your system. This is the training program that we are talking about. So Microsoft, I hope you are aware, offers their cloud services under the brand called Azure. I hope you are aware of it. So under the Azure, we have a certification with the name called Azure Data Engineer. There is a name of the certification called Azure Data Engineer Associate level. So what is this examination is all about? This examination focuses majorly on a skill that will go and test that if you are given the role play of a data engineer in an organization where organizations use Microsoft Azure, are you comfortable and are you clear to go and handle the approaches the organizations involved using the Azure services, build pipelines, and get meaningful extraction from your data and get them visualized on your dashboards? Now, that's quite a lot of things. Very simple. From your raw data, can you go ahead and do analysis on top of that raw data and convert them into useful data? This is what the certification is all about. Am I good to all of you people? Participants, I hope you understood the purpose of this certification, everyone.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, the training is also about the same thing. The training is all about Microsoft Certified Azure Data Engineering Associate skill. So participants, if you start now moving little further, you will get to see a page where you'll get to see the page about the overview, what exactly the certification is all about. It is documented very clearly. So what is this examination is all about? I've already highlighted, so let me go ahead and articulate it officially. So when you sit for this examination as a candidate, you are required to bring that subject matter expertise where you will be handling connections to pull data from sources that can be structured data, unstructured data, and you are required to go and handle the cleansing by transformation and consolidating data so that you can go and build solutions around it. So once again, in nutshell, get your data into Azure, clean it, and use it for data processing. That's this certification is all about. I hope participants, is that very clear, everyone? Hope participants, is that very clear to all of you? Okay. Now,
Yes,
if
sir.
you scroll down and if you start to scroll a little over, you'll get to see the services of Azure, that what exactly they have to offer. So participants, these are the services in Microsoft Azure. You will be required to go ahead and have to complete your training to go ahead and write the examination. What are those? Data Factory, Synapse, Streaming Analytics, Event Hubs, Data Lakes, and Databricks. So these are the services that you need to go ahead and upskill yourself to go ahead and write the examination. Okay, participants, am I good here? Participants, am I good here?
Yes, sir.
Now, the next thing is that participants, let's go ahead and understand, is this sufficient for us to get a job as well? Because you are here, maybe looking for opportunities, maybe you're looking for growth in your career. There could be many reasons. Now, let's go ahead and spend time that with these skills from the data engineering associate from Azure. If you prepare these skills, how comfortable are you to take up a job? So, participants, can I continue? Participants, can I continue?
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, Rajendra,
Hello.
please go with your question.
Sir, my question is that is it a tool that does the equivalent work like Informatica?
Okay, definitely a valid question. So the tool Informatica, I hope you have already worked it. So hence, I guess you have put this question. So the tool Informatica is a data warehouse solution. So the similar data warehouse solution concept with regards to ETL capabilities are driven by data factory together plus data lakes together. So you'll get the combination of data factory for your ETL service plus the storage involving ADLS. So you have to use two services, data factory and data lake. Hope that answers your questions, Rajendra.
Okay, sir. Yes.
Okay. Now, participants, the approach that I want is to take a reverse approach. The reverse approach is the straightforward approaches would have been like this. You would have taken the course, you would have completed the course and look for opportunities. Now, let's take a reverse approach. Let's look up for opportunities and what they go ahead and ask in the opportunities. So, are we getting skilled for it? Let's go ahead and watch it out. So, for that, participants, I'm going to go ahead and use Naukri, the very portal, very much portal for the jobs, and let's go ahead and look for the opportunities jobs based on Azure Data Engineer. So let's type in Azure. For Azure, we can see how many supported skills they have following Azure DevOps, Data Factory, Administrator, Data Engineer. So let's pick Azure Data Engineer, and what I'll do, I'll just go ahead and open the space for experience and location, and I'll do a search for it. Now, participants, is this a prepared system? The answer is no, people. I'm just trying to go ahead and discuss about these requirements right here itself. So I just wanted to go ahead and pick some random. Otherwise, you may think that I have been preparing for all of this. No, it's a random selection of the job that I'll do for you. So let's go ahead and look at a matching experience for Azure Data Engineer on Azure Data Engineering skills, and let's check what is their ask is all about. Okay, so participants, they have few of the ask, but this ask is on AWS. Okay, I apologize. I thought it is Azure. I completely mistaken it. So let's go ahead and look for another random service. This is for Azure Data Engineering. Yeah, this looks pretty close to what we have seen. So participants, now everyone, if you want, I'll share this link with all of you. Have a look into the screen, and you can also visit this link along with me here. So there is an ask for a job role, and in this job role, they have asked certain questions for us. So let's understand one by one. So what are they asking? You are required to go ahead and handle and or sorry, first line I would skip. Build and maintain the technology platform for both on-prem and cloud-based solutions. That means they have cloud services as well as on-prem, and they're expecting you to enter into a role play of engineering where you will take care of the cloud, analyzing the services that range from Synapse to that of Data Factory, to that of Data Lake, to that of Databricks, to that of Blob, to that of HD Insights, to that of Power BI, SQL Data Warehouse, and so on. So, participants, If you go and look into the certification skills, that's what they mentioned. What they mentioned, Azure Synapse, it's part of our syllabus. They have mentioned about data lakes, that is part of the syllabus. They have requirement on Databricks, data factory. So if you ask me at a very high level, I'll give you Synapse is a complete solution involving data engineering, data processing, machine learning, storage, all of them are available in Synapse. Likewise, Databricks for your data engineering, business, for your data engineering, for your business analytics, for your machine learning, for your model development, all of them at one place. And still, you can continue to use data lakes into it. Whereas Data Factory is your pipeline. That means it will help you to move your data from one to another. Like a factory, the name is something that you can memorize. Factory. Factory means you take all the raw material and you build a product out of it. Same way data factory do. It does go ahead and take all your data and bring it to another location. Azure Synapse Analytics is a complete managed service. What is meant by managed service? A service that is available that you don't need to do anything there. So in this Azure Synapse, you will be required to go ahead and create service in such a way that you will be required to go ahead and use SQL. That means if I want to go ahead and run SQL programming. So you'll be able to get to see the services under your SQL, under your SQL for Azure Synapse. That means you can apply your SQL data warehousing. Whereas you will be getting to see Spark support both in Azure Databricks and Azure SQL and Azure Synapse as well. From there, Azure Synapse will go ahead and extend the support for your machine learning. That means you want to go ahead and build your machine learning models into it. So when you go ahead and build machine learning models, you need models to be built and you need to get trained those models and store them. So for this, we need to go ahead and use Azure Synapse. And with regards to model developments, with regards to machine learning, we need to go ahead and extend the support via data lakes. So data lakes are required. So Azure Synapse will go ahead and extend the support for data lakes. Now, when you go to Databricks, same thing will apply. In Azure Databricks, you'll get to see the data lake storage support for model development. But apart from that, Databricks also extend the support for their own lakehouse platform involving DBFS. What is DBFS? Databricks file system, which is not supported by Azure Synapse. Moreover, Databricks supports programming involving server and serverless, whereas the computation engines Synapse involve currently it is supporting server. Extended support is for SQL, but there is no Spark support for serverless. But when you go to Databricks, you will get to see serverless as well. So likewise, technically, there are a lot of things that are very much common. At the same time, we are different in terms of the service offering. So companies prefer to use Databricks. The reason is, if you look into the Databricks, Databricks is a third-party service. And with regards to Databricks, you are required to go ahead and use a cloud provider. And that cloud provider can be anything. If you scroll down, you'll get to see cloud provider. And that cloud provider are AWS, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud Platform. But when you go to Synapse, Synapse cannot go ahead and work in any other cloud except Azure. Why? Because Synapse is a native product, Azure Synapse. Whereas Databricks can work in any of these three cloud providers. That means if you are comfortable now to do handling programming with Databricks, you can easily handle Databricks programming in Microsoft Azure, which is common in Azure to that of AWS and GCP. So likewise, there are a lot of components that can be taken up individually to compare and discuss against Synapse and Databricks. Hope Rajendra, that answers your question.
Thanks. Thank you, sir. Yes.
Welcome. Welcome. So now participants, What I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and look at this job role that I talked about and the syllabus of Azure DP-203, and based upon this I want you to come up with your questions, because this is the right time and this is the right approach that every student has to follow to get himself or herself skilled for the next learning. See, technically, don't worry, it is my responsibility to help you to get your problem solved. That is my response. You might have a lot of questions around your career. So, participants, let's go ahead and utilize this session to get your questions and queries cleared on the aspects of your career. So, please feel free to ask me any questions if you have. Yes, Balakrishna, please feel free to open up your mic and you can put your questions.
Yeah, hi. So actually, I completed Power BI course. So can I get the job only for learn if you learn for ADF?
Okay, let's be very practical, Balakrishna. Participants, I'll answer this question. The company challenges, what are the challenges in the company and why they wouldn't prefer? Let's assume that, Balakrishna, you are going to a job, okay, and there is
Okay.
another person also going to a job. So, what are your skills? ADF, Power BI. You are
Yes.
amazing in ADF
Yeah.
and you are good in
Okay.
Power BI. Now, imagine there is another person who is coming for an interview, who is skilled in Data Factory, who is skilled in Synapse, who is skilled in Databricks, who is skilled in data lakes, who is skilled in Spark programming, Python. He's good at. Now you go both
Okay.
sit for an interview. Now you go and tell that interviewer, I'm only good at Data Factory. I can handle Data Factory operations. Now that other person comes for an interview, he says that I can go ahead and handle Data Factory, Power BI, Databricks. I can go and do programming with Spark and Python. Now you are getting both of them are getting same salaries. Now you are good in one skill, but there. Now imagine if you are a HR interview, Balakrishna, what is your selection? Whom
Okay.
you will select? The person who is only skilled with Data Factory or a person who is skilled with full length skills?
No, if you get more skills, then we will pick up that.
Awesome. That is the answer. Now imagine where exactly you will fit in. For example, a company wants to go and only hire, or a company has hired you, you are good in all, you are a data engineer, but they want only, Balakrishna, you will be selected for a job. Once you enter into job, there is a project where you are only supported, expected to support data fact. Then that is the time where your skills are required to be used. Clear, Balakrishna? So don't go to an
Yes, yes,
interview
yes. Clear.
and tell that I'm only an expert in data factor. Then what you will do with the rest of that means they should hire another person in place of Synapse, in place of Databricks. I don't think so. So when you get into a project, once you are into a project, then they will go and utilize your skills only to data factory. Then it is more meaningful for data factory. Till then, don't tell that you are only experienced on one particular skill. This is my perception. Okay, Balakrishna?
Okay.
Okay, fine. So participants, with your permission, I would like to conclude. So participants, can we conclude the session here? See you participants. Till then, Siddharth signing off for the day. Thank you everyone.